Many people have been asking me, what is a chopper? And I really do not have a definitive answer to that question. So today, to get the definition of a chopper, we're going to ask an expert. We're going to call Paul D'Ordens. He's a motorcycle historian, the president of the Motorcycle Arts Foundation, and the author of the book, The Chopper, The Real Story, which is the history of the chopper world and a beautiful coffee table book. The description of the book is in the link below. Hi, Paul. Thank you for being with us. So tell us, what is a chopper?
I think the most succinct explanation of what a chopper is a motorcycle that has either an altered frame or a non-standard frame that has a little more rake than a standard bike. The chopper specifically, as we think of it today.
It definitely has to do with the modified frame.
Which is where the word chop comes from, because you are chopping the frame, literally.
Who started choppers?
Choppers really started, let's say, around 1930. The first repeatable style was called the cut down. We think it started in California, and it was usually Harley Davidsons, like J models.
What was their reason for chopping their bikes?
3 words: lighter, lower, faster. Because if you lose 75 pounds of weight on a much quicker bike, a lot of the early cut downs would do well over 100 miles an hour. Some people think that one of the origins of the term outlaw was these cut downs. I mean, they were perfectly made for racing, so they outlawed them from official competition.
If you could differentiate between what is a chopper and a bobber.
Yeah, a bob or a bob job has a standard frame. That's the biggest difference.
Okay.
In the mid-30s, the AMA created Class C racing. People would imitate that racing look, and that became the bob job. You know, you can buy a bobber off the showroom floor from Triumph and Harley Davidson.
That movie, Easy Rider, something that you think was an incredibly influential thing for the chopper movement?
There was no commercial chopper industry before Easy Rider. Everything was handmade with no money. After Easy Rider, you saw shops like selling frames, selling tanks, selling whole bikes. You know, that did not exist before 1970.
Wow. Thank you for being with us, bro. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. It was really great.
I ride a chopper as an expression of who I am. For me, the chopper is a piece of art, and the ones who build them are the artists. I also wanted to learn the process of building, which requires 5 things: mechanical, electrical, metal fabrication, welding, and creativity. I admire craftsmen and artists who work with their hands. The ability to build a chopper is an expression of their skills and their knowledge. There's also an air of freedom about motorcycles in general, but choppers specifically. The riders tend to be more fringe, outsiders who do their own thing, rebels and outlaws. Are they safe? No motorcycle is safe. Are they more dangerous than a stock motorcycle? Probably yes. Anytime somebody's modifying a frame, there's an increase in potential risks. What are the potential risks? A hardtail frame is rigid. The ride is very bumpy and unforgiving. There's no more suspension, so just hitting a pothole in the road could easily throw the driver off the bike. Some ride without a front brake, which obviously increases the risk. Extended front ends add additional risks, such as handling and getting clipped by a car. Are they legal to drive? Some states will allow you to register a modified frame motorcycle. Some states will not. So check with the state that you're in before you start building your motorcycle, or else you might have to move states if you want to ride. There are many stories of police harassing chopper riders, and I'm sure back in the day that was the case.
I told you I'd see you soon. Yeah, you did, didn't you?
I live in Miami, Florida. There's no problems to register or to ride. There's not even a helmet law. For new parts, there's a few companies that sell everything you need to build and to rebuild your chopper. I'll leave the links to the companies in the description below. Used parts is an entire world entirely to itself. Swap meets and online sellers. All I could say is be careful. Some of them could be scams. Used parts come with an unknown history. They could have cracks, they could be bent, or they could have bad welds. Once you modify your frame, you no longer fall under any obligations for them to do service on your motorcycle, and they will not do it. Most independent motorcycle shops will help you with your chopper. Best case scenario is that you learn basic mechanics and maintenance for your chopper. Check your bolts, they will loosen over time, and keep your bike running. What engine and size is it? This is a 2003 Evolution Sportster 1200cc. This is a 1997 Evolution Sportster 1200cc. The Evolution engine is great for your first chopper. It is reliable and easier to work with than the older engine. The older engines are much more desirable among the chopper community. The knuckleheads, the panheads, and the shovelheads are considered the traditional chopper engine. How's the gas mileage? The gas mileage is about 20 miles to the gallon. Also, due to the angle of the tank and the placement of the petcock, there could be about 10 to 15% of the gas in your tank that's not being fed into your gas line. Is the chopper scene dying or growing? I think the rebuilder chopper movement is growing. The market for aftermarket parts has made it much more accessible. Now you don't have to have the skills to fabricate and make the parts. You could go and you could buy them. Now the dream is more attainable for everybody. Social media helps give these pieces of art more recognition, and I hope that that's inspiring more of the younger generation to keep the builds alive. I believe the chopper scene will always be here. As long as people ride motorcycles, there'll always be choppers. I'm Jordan Benton from Rasta Choppers. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'm interested to hear what you think is the definition of a chopper and what a chopper means to you. Please leave in the comments below.